It is a church that speaks strongly about the witness of Jesus. Or in other words, it has a strong witness of the Spirit. Look at what the Bible says in verse 8, as I will call only 2 points remaining. The Bible says, "For from you the word of the Lord has sounded forth."
Yes.
That's verse 8.
Verse 8.
You can read. Just hold on there. The Bible says that, "For from you the word of the Lord sounded forth." How is God going to bless the church? When you have a strong witnessing of the word. The word, it has sounded forth. It means you were broadcasting. We know Zodiac is a broadcasting station. That's the same way that is used here. That's the very same way that means sounded forth. Sounded forth means a sound of the blast, and people can hear it from far. The church that God blesses is a church that is able to say what God is doing in their lives. A person that God blesses. Hold on, church. Hold on, I'm about to finish. Hold on. The church that God blesses is a church that is broadcasting the good news. What has God done for you? We are becoming very pathetic people because we don't say what God is doing in our lives. We are praising the witch doctors. We are praising even our monies. We are praising our jobs. But listen to what Paul says. The word of the Lord was sounded forth because of you. They were not sounding bad news. We choose to broadcast the good news, the people of God. Every person here is a radio station. Hallelujah. Every one of us, we are a radio station. And we choose what to broadcast. Some of the people, they broadcast nasty things. Some of the people, they broadcast backbiting and hatred. Listen, people of God. Paul says, you proclaimed or you sounded the word of the Lord. Constantly, you speak the voice of truth. Only the greatest evangelists are the people that God will bless. Last but not least, what is the church that God blesses? The church that has put submission to God. Verse 9, the Bible says, especially when you look at the last part of it. The Bible says, for they themselves declare concerning us that the manner of entry we had to you, and how you turned to God from idols to save the living and the true God. That's submission to God. And when you're talking about submission, is how we changed our lives. We turned from idol worship. Listen, every person has an idol that they worship. And sometimes you cannot say a statue that stands in front of you. Sometimes we worship the idols of our hearts. Our idols at times can become the dressing that we put on. Sometimes an idol can become the cars we love. Sometimes the houses that we want to build. Sometimes the money that we want to have. They tend to become idols. And Paul says, God turned you. He turned you from idols that you can save for him. That's a church that God blesses. And the church that God blesses, the last one, is a church that has a blessed hope in Jesus Christ. The blessed hope. Look at verse 10 as I finish up. and to wait for his Son from heaven, whom he raised from the dead, even Jesus, who delivers us from the wrath to come.
Amen.
The church that God blesses is a church that is anticipating the coming of Jesus. It is not all about a worldly well life. It's not all about it all well in the world. We are waiting the coming of Jesus. I know it's a scarce message in our time, but Jesus is coming back.
Yes, sir.
Don't be fooled. He's coming back.
Yes.
He's coming back. The King of Kings is coming back. He is coming back. And let's not just be drinking and eating and marrying. Jesus is coming back. And Paul says, I give God thanks because of you. Because you are waiting for the manifestation of his Son. That's a blessed hope we need to cherish. Don't misappropriate the priorities. Don't confuse things. When you are seeking the coming of Jesus, the blessings automatically will happen. Have you ever seen people who are anticipating the coming of their king, how they behave? Have you ever seen people who are coming, who are waiting for the coming of the president? How they look like? Have you ever seen them? Have you seen how they dress?
Yes.
Have you seen how they eat and waiting for the king to come? They are waiting for their king to come. They don't just live anyhow. They don't just dress anyhow. Their dressing is anticipating of their king coming.
Amen.
Don't misappropriate things. If you go for things of the world without the mindset of the king coming ahead of you, you will even fade with your expectations. You don't behave right. You give up. You behave like someone who is just out there and is waiting for things to happen. When you are anticipating the coming of Jesus, even the way how you talk, even the way how you behave, people who say these are the kingdom waiters. We become waiters, if you want to call that wait. Yes. We become waiters of the thing that God is going to do. The way how you behave, the way how you treat your wife, you know one day will be in heaven. So sometimes how we speak to our wives and our kids and our children should we speak volumes on how where we're going to belong one day. You hear what I'm saying?
Amen.
The way how we behave, the way how we treat our brothers and our sisters in the church should remind you that it will be possible one day that you should shake their hands when you meet in heaven. Because sometimes we treat other brothers and our sisters as if we meet them in hell. Yes. You hear what I'm saying? Yes. Yeah. Sometimes the way how we treat our parents, the way how we treat our believers, we treat them and it shows a character that these are the guys that are going to hell. And their greeting is going to be found in hell. But if you know that you will meet your brother in heaven, your expectations are so geared up. Do you know people who are planning the best are the people that are anticipating the coming of Jesus? People who don't plan, they don't even know when Jesus is going to come. If you know Jesus is coming back, you will use the services and the skills that God has given you. That's why you see a parable of the virgins that are waiting the king to come. And after that, there is a parable of the talents.